as you all come back. If any of you have any questions or would like to share your experience, then you're welcome to just unmute yourself and share it, or you could even pop it over in the chat. Timmy says she got so relaxed she fell asleep. Oh, that's all right. That's perfect actually, because when we receive healing, it's okay. And I don't know, I don't watch you, but oftentimes when people say they thought they fell asleep, they weren't. They were just in a deeper theta. So when you're in that stage, you still actually receive the my commands, my guidance, and so you might still be receiving the benefits of it. So fear not. But yes, by all means, do it as many times as you like. It's for you now. It will be recorded forever. What about anybody else?
It's so interesting. Thank you so much, first of
My
all.
pleasure.
So interesting because I was wondering about the sleeping part as well, because I've only just done two, or just recently I did two hypnojourneys recorded on the website,
Uh-huh.
and both times I fell asleep. I've never had that before, and once I was really, when you guided us out of the hypnosis, I was awake again. So
Mm-hmm.
I heard that
Yeah, you
already.
usually know that you have not been asleep because you're able to come out of it. When you actually fall asleep, you're not going to come out of it. You're just going to be like, and continue on. So if you're able to come out of it, it's probably because you're drifting. But even if you're drifting off, that is, you're still present. You're still picking up my voice. You're just also your subconscious is doing your thing.
Okay, the question for me is,
Mm-hmm.
because I was kind of disappointed because I like the to notice what's happening,
Uh
and I
huh.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember because I was gone, and so I just did it again, and then it worked.
And then it worked. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I was just going to say, if you want to do it again, then yeah. Yeah, when it's a recording or, when I can't see you, I wouldn't know what's going on. Usually when I do my one-on-ones and I see somebody drifting off, because you can tell, with body language and eyes, I'm able to sort of bring them back out and put them on track. But in this way, I guess you just have to, yeah, either trust that you've received it, or if you don't feel it and want to be aware, then just absolutely do it again, because it's great that it's recorded. And if you wish, if you do know that you always fall asleep, if you're lying down, then recline. Don't fully go. Don't lie down fully, but also make sure that I do like to make people lie down or recline, because we don't want to strain the shoulders. I don't want you straining yourself to be holding yourself up. That's the thing. That's why I usually advise for you to like really surrender, because when we're sitting down, it's harder to physically surrender. Erica says, I enjoyed the journey. Thank you. When I tuned in and I felt heavy and stagnant through my whole right side. Dense energy. After it feels so much less dense. Now it's less dense than than the left. I feel like I lost a few pounds. Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting how much we carry. How energy is it's so dense. It's like thoughts are almost matter in their own way. We just carry it, and when we choose to relax and release it, yeah, it feels like we lost the weight, because it's mental weight, it's emotional weight. I saw the healer start to spin my chakras. The hug was beautiful. Integration. Oh, I love that. Yes. Yes. And you can absolutely, you can, when the hands are placed, notice what happens. I love that it's the chakras. If you have the knowledge and, you connect to that, and then absolutely you'll notice that more. And that's why I say, actually, the more you connect to the healer and the more you do this meditation, you'll probably discover more things happening. Um, and also learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust that I can heal myself. That if, today I managed to do this, with time, I'll be able to do a lot more. And it's all, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not absolutely, I know that, medicine works and I come from a bloody family of doctors, but I do also believe and have seen from, from, behind the scenes of how much doctors don't know, and how limiting medicine really is, and how by breaking everything down into bits and pieces like we're some machine, just doesn't work, because you pump a lot of drugs to this place and then you disturb because it's an ecosystem, so you disturb the ecosystem here, and then suddenly, this part is neglected, and now this part starts to suffer, and then, then you're like, oh no, now we have to, pump a lot of drugs to this system and then that system, and it's like it just is a complete chaos. So when we do a more holistic approach of where, you change your lifestyle, you change your diet, you change your exercise plan, you work on meditating. Another thing is, like, I wanted to mention, I know I'm going over time, really sorry. Sorry, David. But why people say, well, how is it related to, how is mental or emotional stress physical? Well, think about it this way. When you're angry, or say you're frightened, right? When we're afraid, we're frightened, there is a hormonal release. We start to release a bunch of chemicals in our body, right? We start to release adrenaline, cortisol, and all these hormones that are actually fine when they're for a moment, because they're designed to save you from the lion, because you either will go into flight, fight, or freeze, play dead, or once you escape and there's no more danger, you'll rebalance, right? You'll go back to being normal. And nowadays, we don't have that opportunity as much, because we're not tied to one space. It's not like you live in one village and that's all you know, and you don't have stresses. People that live in a village, they don't experience so much change in their lives. They don't have as much stress coming at them. There's not as much cortisol and adrenaline being released at all times. They have their morning and daily routines, and that's it. And it's very rare that they'll have something extremely stressful happen. And when it does, again, they can just go home and rest and relax. Whereas in our busy days now, especially if you live in a big city, you're constantly being bombarded. So we're very often in fight or flight, fight or flight. So what is happening is cortisol, adrenaline, cortisol, adrenaline, and chemically your body, it's like, they're in a lot of amounts, they become poisonous to your body. They're literally, the cortisol and adrenaline and big amounts are poisonous, and they're also begin to exhaust you. You begin to feel drained, and then they're basically traces of them everywhere now in your body. And when you don't rest, when you don't meditate, that's why, meditate between every stressful situation. Something stressful happens, immediately rest and meditate to restore the physiological, biological, chemical balance of your body, so that it doesn't accumulate. Because as it accumulates, it will start to create problems. It's poison. It's like you're constantly pouring poison into you, like acid, And like I said, it's okay to pour a little bit, but then the body will have the time to recover. If it doesn't have the time to recover, it will accumulate, and it will start to create problems in different areas of your body. And like the old ancient Chinese medicine discovered that, yeah, every meridian of our body is somehow connected to a particular emotional issue, like we broke it down. But even just from a purely scientific, just chemical, way, it's affecting us. And that's why exercising releases a lot of dopamine, right? Eating good foods, again, I mean, food in general is the biggest, dopamine release, serotonin releaser. Sleeping, resting rebalances everything. And so then it's okay to get stressed. It's normal. It's a natural response. But because then you have the time to relax, your body rebalances, and then it's okay. It's like, when we ask, like, oh, well, animals get stressed a lot, right? Cats, for example, they was like freak out. But then, Mr. Pickles has 3 hours to just sleep, or maybe even the whole day to sleep and rebalance. So he's fine. He's not constantly stressed. Whereas, Kate over here might be working all day, and she's constantly being stressed, new things, new things, new things coming at her. And she doesn't have the time to rest, and she finally catches up on sleep. But sleep is only like, sleep can only do so much, because when you sleep, the brain is trying to restore itself, the body is trying to restore itself. So there's too much happening. So throughout the day, we have to nap. Like, napping is essential. If you feel tired, don't just shove coffee down, because it's just going to make you, it gets worse. It really, like, you become even more hyper. So just give yourself, if you can, just 5 minutes, close your eyes, 10 minutes, close your eyes and rest. Yeah, well, exactly. Jimmy says love naps. Yeah. And I think COVID, if anything, it did that to us. Like it slowed us down to now realize, whoa, that other pace was like too much, you know? The other pace was crazy. And it's fine if you're doing, if it's a pace that you're doing things that you love, you know, if you're all day, like no stress doing things that you love, for sure, you can be go, go, go. But most likely it's, you know, you'll have some hurdles in between and will stress you out, and you know, then you're releasing the cortisol and adrenaline, and as they accumulate they really start to mess up our systems. So that's it. Okay, I shall end it now. So much love to you all. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for being here. And I hope it helped. I hope you can take these practices into your life. And next time, let me know. You know, if you get to practice them this 2 weeks, next time we meet, I'd love to hear back from you and tell me. My pleasure, Erica, Tibby, Leah, Kate, Mikey, everyone. So much love to you. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Kay. Bye.